activities? I shouted. Yes, I believe they cited recent attacks on Aragon troops and fortifications. To continue, the Elven Court asks that you do what is honorable and surrender yourself to them. They promise you will be treated fairly, and that you will also get an unbiased trial. The messenger said. It took all my strength to avoid taking out my anger on this poor elf. Instead, I stood slowly and turned my back on the man so he wouldn't see me clench my jaw so tightly I nearly shattered my own teeth. When you returned, I want you to speak my response before the entire Elven Court. It is my right, I said. Yes, it is your right. Then tell them I am not the criminal here. Tell them that I accuse Lord Hark of attempted murder and forcing Shaera to marry him against her will. You tell them that. But I... Tell them! Tell them! I screamed. See, clearly this is going to have a happy ending. The Red Dragon's Cave. The Red Dragon was waiting for you, and contrary to the merchant's opinion, it didn't seem at all interested in eating you. You're the one that has been fighting with that elf who calls himself Miralas, right? Asked the Red Dragon. Yes. Good. I hope you really give it to him. Finally, you ask, I was hoping to get your help in turning some pure sand into a mirror. I'm attempting to craft a mirror of true love. Really? The Red Dragon says slowly, conspiratorially. Tell me your story, and start from the beginning. I like long tales. Not daring to anger the giant beast, you tell the Red Dragon everything. Upon finishing your story, the Red Dragon leans back and says, Perhaps we can help each other then. How? That elf, Miralas, captured my mate recently. She's the most beautiful black dragon you have ever seen. At that moment, I really sympathized with the creature. Imagine that! Where is your mate? I asked. Probably locked away in one of his towns. I've searched the countryside myself, but I can't find her, and his 2 towns are too well defended for me to attack them myself. If you can bring my mate back to me, I will gladly forge your mirror. Alright, let's go on this. Yeah, Miralas, this what you hearin'. Listen. Should've listened. Alita, the summoner, with 400 HP, is dead. Instantly dead. 1 shot to the ground. Jesus. Oh. Does this actually affect anything, by the way? It does, okay. Only by 3, but... it does work. What are the odds that I would get Nature Ward, though? That's a hell of a get right there. Town wasn't even all the way upgraded. Alright. That just hit me. Holy crap, they didn't even break through the shield. Didn't even get hurt, yeah, it didn't even break through the heavenly shield. Chained to the ground in the middle of the courtyard was a large black dragon. It appeared weak, but its eyes glowed with rage. I wasn't sure if I should release the creature. It might turn that fury against my army. Then I explained why I was here and promised to take the dragon back to its mate. Only then did the tryhard dragon agree to join me. Dumbo dragon, now we're gonna kill it. Shame. Could have gotten regen. 8 mantises. PogChamp. I don't believe that's a permanent boost. No. There's really nothing else out here. That's what you hear in red. Should have listened. Alright, let's go in this. Jesus. It lightens your heavy heart when you see the dragon couple leap into the sky and fly excitedly among the clouds. You watch for some time, wondering if they will ever come back. And just when you're about to give up, the red dragon returns, landing in front of you. I did not forget my end of the bargain, elf. Bring me your sand, and I will forge it into the mirror you need, he says. And when that is done, you will finally be able to return to Aranorn and free Shaera! What are the chances that you would find the tryhard dragon chained and enslaved? I know, right? Yeah, 3 down! Is this next one the last one?
It must have been a sad and confusing time for my beloved. If I had been in his place, I do not think I could have survived. But when the whole of Aranon was against him, myself included, Elwin stood strong. So why didn't he abandon me as I deserved? I will never know.
Oh. It really isn't a happy ending. How about that? Reflections. The Elven court in Aranorn believes Elwin is a criminal for his attacks on elven towns, but Elwin can't stop now. His only hope to prove his innocence is to capture Miralas and force the elf to confess. Meanwhile, Elwin also hopes to rescue Shaera from Hark Manor, so he can show her the mirror of true love and remove any enchantments Hark has placed on her. Victory condition, find Miralas and defeat Hark Manor. Lost condition, lose the Elwin hero. Advanced game. Ooh, advanced game. Elwin, carryover. Elwin and all of his skills, spells, experience, and Breeze the Falcon will carry over to the next map. All of your heroes have a maximum level of 32. I mean, at this point, all I really want levels in is life magic, but I don't think I'll get lucky enough for it. I'll take pathfinding, though. Level that up to logistics. My small force chased Miralas through miles and miles of forest. Even my best rangers couldn't keep up with my prey. We lost him, but at least I knew where he was headed. So, I eventually made my way to the borders of Lord Hark's territories with 2 goals in mind. First, I had to capture Miralas. The Elven Court of Aranorn declared me a criminal, most likely due to false evidence and testimony given to them by Lord Hark. If I was ever going to have the chance to return home, I would have to parade the only other man who knew of Hark's plans before the Elven Court. That would be Miralas. Of course, I had no reason to believe Miralas would confess. It was a slim chance, but although I love Shaera with all my heart, part of me still belonged to Aranorn. I would miss it if I had to leave forever. Second, I had to rescue Shaera from Lord Hark. I recently received a letter from my anonymous supporter in the Elven Court stating that Hark and Shaera were celebrating their marriage at Hark Manor, the largest town in this region. Shaera, Hark, and Miralas were all in one area. To put an end to this mess, I needed them all, but if I didn't tread carefully, I could end up losing one or all of them, or perhaps even my own life. Not that I think I'll lose this fight, just getting in the habit of saving at the oh my god, at the start. 342 dwarves to start off the map. And they didn't even reach. When I first entered this region, I thought Miralass would run to Hark Manor and join the man he served. All my information, however, tells me otherwise. In fact, Miralass hasn't been seen in any of the towns in this area, which means he's hiding out somewhere. One of my spies has learned that Miralass has a brother living in the town of Split Oak. Unfortunately, Hark has fortified this town well. I must siege it before I can find the sibling, but it seems like this is my only chance to find Miralass. And we know it's to the north, from that sign. Is Elwin now a schmork, or is he a summoner? At this point he's pretty schmork. With life magic, in addition to what he already knows. He's turned pretty schmork. Menathat and the other Elder Council members were waiting for us on the trail. If I didn't already know that these old druids were capable of incredible magic, I might have been surprised. Instead, I ordered my units to relax. I dismounted and approached the council, bowing respectfully. I feel like we're missing quite a bit of story here. We have Lord Hawk's answer, Elwin, Menathat said. I waited, wondering if this would be the end of my long journey. Lord Hawk refused. But why? There will be no more fighting, I said. That's what I'd like to know, Menathat said. Some of his fellow druids scowled at his remark. One of them said, Lord Hark doesn't trust the mirror you created. He says it could be some device meant to enchant his bride. Don't you see? He's afraid of what the mirror of true love will reveal. This is not proof. His suspicions are valid, said the elder. Yes, my boy, they are valid, and we cannot force him to use the mirror, Menathat said. Clenching my fist before them, I said, Well, I can. Don't do this, Menathat said. Do what? Fight for the woman I love? Hark has given me no choice. He could have ended this right here. No more killing. I was willing to stop, so it's no longer my fault. Is it really worth it? Menathat asked calmly. Without hesitating, I said, Yes! Shaera and I were meant to be together. I know it! Phew. The other elders frowned. A silent signal passed between them. For a moment, I thought they would cast a spell on me, but they turned their backs. Even Menathat started walking away. Elders! I called. They stopped. Aranorn has no reason to fear me. My fight is with Hark alone. When this is over, I swear that I will turn over every inch of land, every town, and every troop to Aranorn, I said. And then what, Elwin? Menathat asked. If it will help Aranorn to punish me for my crimes, then I will accept your justice, but only after you know the truth of Shaera's love for me. Hate that tasty ninja. No problem. I know, right? All this for the grill. The scouts. Okay, there. Like, clearly we got there too quickly. We were supposed to get this first. The scout's words were so unbelievable that I asked him to repeat himself. There are 6 members of the Elder Council waiting to talk to you. Ever since the reckoning and the death of the Elf King, the Elder Council has led the Elven people through these tragic times. Even when the King ruled, he never made important decisions without the advice of the Council. They were the wisest and oldest of us all, and now they wanted to speak to me. Well, bring them in, I ordered. Briefly, I wondered if the Elder Council might use their considerable magical power to stop me, but then they have never done so before. Just in case, I donned my weapon seconds before the flap to my tent was thrown aside, and the Elder Council stepped inside. I immediately recognized Menathat's stooped figure. He had been my mentor and friend, and I had missed him dearly these last months, so I couldn't stop myself from hugging him. It's good to see you, I said. Menathat smiled, nodded. I noticed that the other 5 Elder Druids didn't seem amused at either Menathat or me. I knew well what the rest of the Elder Council thought about my teacher's eccentricities, but they could never deny that Menathat was the wisest of them all. This is serious, said one of the elders. Yes, Menathat said. I know, but that's also the reason I insisted on coming along, to make sure no one turns this matter into a disaster. Then to me, Menathat said, You've managed to get yourself into a mess, my boy. Believe me, it wasn't on purpose. So let's get to the center of it, why don't we? Why did you attack Eranorn towns? Menathat asked. He seemed to be the spokesman for the elders. Good, they would go easier on me then. In a way, it was self-defense. At least, at first it was self-defense. After that, Miralas kept getting in my way. Self-defense, said one of the elders, enraged. We have heard your accusations against Lord Hawk, Menathat said firmly, silencing the other elder. They are very serious. I know. Can you prove them? Well, not exactly, I said, lowering my head. I wasn't prepared for this conversation yet. Not exactly? I knew that tone well. Menathat was disappointed in me. I will prove it all later, I said. I rushed to where I piled my things and pulled out the Mirror of True Love. I handed it to Menathat. I plan to have Shaera look upon this. If she's under an enchantment, it will be removed and she will proclaim her love for me. As for the crime of attempted murder, first I must find Hark's man, Miralas. Menathat passed the Mirror of True Love to his companions. They studied it closely before handing it back. Perhaps we can propose another solution, Menathat said. What? If Lord Hark will agree to let Shaera look upon the mirror, will you surrender yourself and your armies to Eranorn? If I was wrong and Shaera wasn't under any enchantment, then I would have to face the law for what I have done. But then I wouldn't care what happened to me because it would mean Shaera never loved me. Yes, I said, but I will only surrender when Hark has agreed, and put Shaera under the care of the Elder Council. The other elders nodded their agreement, and one by one they left the tent. Only Menathat remained behind. That mirror is of excellent construction, my boy, he said. Why couldn't you put that effort into your studies when I was your teacher? I was a young fool then. I cared about nothing. Yes, I see, but be careful that this newfound inspiration doesn't get you killed. You have acted rashly in this matter, and it has cost you the support and even the neutrality of Eranorn. The Elven Court has agreed to send support in the form of resources and soldiers to Lord Hark, even against the wishes of the Elder Council. I'm sorry to hear that, but I must do what I can to get Shaera back. He mentioned Menathat. That wasn't the first time he came up. He said he thought Menathat was the one sending him the messages. Ooh, we can finally build it all the way up. Mass Fortune. Oh, oops. Elwin doesn't give a fuck. Oh. Shin. Okay, that's not quite who I thought it would be. That'll do it for Green AI, though. That got a little close. Yep. Alright. Cut it too close there. I gotta do the buffs first. pieces. They're actually punching through it. It actually looks like it'll be enough. Where's heal? There it is. I was gonna say, I definitely got advanced nature magic. I should totally have it. Because they are. That's their model in this game, apparently. Here we go. After taking the town of Split Oak, I let everyone know that I was looking for the brother of Miralas. Meanwhile, I helped some of my warriors repair the roof of a home that had been damaged during the battle. A lean, older elf with the same stern features I remember belonging to Miralas finally came forward. Let me tell you a story, I began without introducing myself. So, I told him everything. I really needed this man to be on my side. Now, I must find Miralas to prove my innocence. You must know, I have no intention of killing your brother. He is no good to me dead, and once he has confessed to the Elven Court, I will let him free. To the justice of the Elven Court, the elf said. I hadn't thought about that. If Miralas confessed, he would be condemning himself. How was I going to get the man to do that? Then Miralas's brother said, If everything you tell me is the truth, then my brother has gotten himself into a mess he can't get out of. It's true, I said. Miralas has always been a fair, honorable man. He wouldn't do these sorts of things on his own. That's why he didn't kill you. In the end, no matter how much loyalty he feels for Lord Hark, he couldn't bring himself to kill in cold blood. Oh, Miralas, no wonder you didn't return to Hawk Manor. What do you mean? Have you seen him? Briefly, he said. I gave him some gold and food. I asked if I could see him at Hark Manor, and he told me he couldn't face Hark any longer. That's when he went into hiding. I tried not to sound too desperate. I didn't want this man to know that my entire life depended on his next answer. Do you know where you went? The elf was silent for a long time as he debated whether to answer me. If nothing else, I said, at least your brother's torment will be over. If he confesses, I will speak for him. I will tell the Elven Court to have mercy on Miralas, just as he took mercy upon me by sparing my life. I'm sure they will understand, and if they don't, I will take my pleas to the Elder Council. Unfortunately, what you propose may be the only option for my poor brother. They will never let him lead an army again. That saddens me. It has been his dream since childhood. Miralas's brother told me about a place far to the southwest where others seldom travel. Hidden away among the trees is a blue keymaster's tent, but as I already knew, I wasn't going to find Miralas unless he wanted to be found. His wilderness skills were too good. Search around the tent. He'll find you, the elf said. Okay, so he's down there. just that. I was hoping for potions of immortality. That's the reason I took that fight. Hey, life magic. Summon Phoenix, okay. My joke about summoning the whole army apparently wasn't wrong. What would life be like without life magic? Probably not too different, to be honest. Come on. Alright, I'll take that. Not what I was hoping for, but I'll take it. Let's fight these before they get too strong. This town is done, to be perfectly honest with you. Can one man stop 13 now, try-hard dragons? Let's find out. Nope, no we cannot. No, I believe, hold on. Just can't use brute force. Yeah, they're hitting through the shield, that's a problem. I still believe. Of course we're still going. Trying to finish this campaign. Oh, looks like that did it. There it is. Summon the army. Nah, man, we got this. Admittedly, Vest, even if they weren't stationary guards, I don't think there would be much of a difference at this point. See ya, I'm through watching. I know it's not the last scenario of this campaign. It said he carries over at level 32. My guess is the next one probably is, but we'll see. Dragon Strength. Ha. for. These guys are assholes. I don't know if I can. I don't know if this is a fight I can really win yet, but we'll go for it. And yes, it is. I spoke with one of the White Tigers today and learned that they have refused to fight for Aranorn. Most of the Tigers are staying out of this fight, but they wanted me to know that if I needed them, I only had to call. It occurred to me that my fight with Harka split the entire Elven nation. While Aranorn was attempting to bind its people and territories together, I have now torn it apart. What could I have done differently, though? Should I have simply walked away when Hark stole Shaera from me? Should I have lived my life alone in that glen forever? What choice did I have? None! Yet, if Aranorn should fall into shambles because of me, I don't think I could live with myself. These are my people. The reckoning was hard enough on us. What was the love of 2 people compared to the lives of thousands? Hell of a question. I don't know, Vest. I mean, they didn't win. Not equipping that. Or that, to be honest. Jesus. It's like tennis. I've come down here already. Interesting. Out of curiosity, let me check that other one. Hey, Orange was here. It's to be expected, to be honest. Holy fuck! Well, I'd say we won that one. We're only 67,000 away from the next level, no biggie. I'm sure this will go a long way towards hitting level 28. Armageddon. Although admittedly I have all the levels I need. The rest is kinda superfluous at this point. So I actually hadn't been in here. Interesting. I mean, I know Orange was here. I can tell by my stuff being flagged, like... Love that I'm getting all my life magic levels from map objects. I haven't gotten one yet from a level up. And before Summon Mantis, I'm waiting for it. I'm sure that's a spell. At this point, every summon is every creature's a summon. West Falls is about to fall, boy. Should've stayed on that tower, Dumbo. I got the boots. No, at this point, if I have the ability to learn the spell, I already know it. Like, yeah, 3 sounds about right based on what we've seen. 3 level 5 spells each, I mean. Hasn't appeared to be any more than that ever. This Dragon's Breath spell, man. Why this hero is so brutal. Dude, he is... He's pissed. He's... An evil band of Medusas has been menacing this region for weeks now. I am willing to pay anyone bold enough to rid us of this trouble. In fact, I will be willing to part with a very useful dwarven shield. At last, we are safe from the Medusas. From the look of you, you've certainly earned your reward. Here's the shield I promised. Oh, thank you. Such a useful dwarven shield. Yeah, my guess is we were supposed to go this way first. Gonna ignore the nature shrine, it's not gonna give me anything I need. In fact, it'll just give me summoning, which I really don't want. It's better than when you have equipped. I mean, I didn't have any shield equipped. Ah, the orcs came back. A devastating mistake. There's more gold than there was the first time. Alright, well, that's the end of this whole area. Oh, wait. Actually, no. These are just the dwarves that spawned. So let's actually go this way for real this time. Since we just stopped going this way earlier. That feeling when you should have never spawned, I know, right? Wait a second, wait a second. The hero, okay. I think this is the standard guard for one of these. One of these neutral towns, because I've seen that in multiple scenarios now. I have the Dwarven Shield equipped, what the fuck are you on about? Oh. Sorry, I'm used to the other one being the Dwarven Shield. Oh my god. That crown isn't busted or anything. Holy fuck. He has 232 total spell points. Love these just random ass treasure zones through these portals. Oh my god! The mantis nest! Who even knew those were things? Yeah, I'd say we're doing pretty good. Sanctuary! Hey, the Bow of the Elf King. Increases the hero's range attack by 5. +1 shot per ranged attack. For all creatures. Jesus. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and doubt. Actually, he didn't have Chaos. How about that? Oh. It's Merlith. Hark Manor. Okay, I was gonna say that, I'm assuming that's Hark Manor. Place seemed a little too important not to be. +1 shot, +1 opportunity to seize all the spaghetti. Even genies cannot stand up to the might that is Elwin. Oh, I see. I know what that's gonna have. What's gonna happen with that? Because I saw the one-way portal when we checked where the other guy was. Get fucked, mantises. Alright. Finally made it to level 28. I now Grandmaster everything for combat. Let's go life magic now. Ring of Permanency. Ooh. It's not, I mean, I'm not putting it on over any of this, but ooh. Thought this was the red tent, I ain't gonna lie. There was a phoenix there, I thought so. Ha! How about no? Tree of Knowledge, you're right. Look at that pyre. Summon Fairy Dragon, there it is. We knew it existed. Shame. Tis a wasted level, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you guys weren't kidding. I think Elwin definitely has turned into the most powerful hero so far. He just may be more powerful than Weyerjack. I think I'm willing to say that. Can't learn it. Asshole tree didn't give us life magic. I think I know that already. Could be Weyerjack and Crag duo though. I think so. I think so. No, this guy admittedly is not trying to spread peace. He's literally just doing this for the woman he loves. Like this, he got dumped. I sympathize. I really do. I understand his pain. Farnavan, hi there. And Tonwin. He summoned Wasport! He must be put down! He was done. He had seen enough. They were hiding behind the trees. Little did they know. It's not even Orange's last town, like another one right there. Dragon Jesus, yeah, Dragon Strength is so OP that the AI just surrenders as soon as it's casted. It really is. Oh. And we're gonna equip that bad boy. Yeah, I don't even need that. Like, that's how broken we are right now. Like, we could be even more OP than we are right now. There's just no reason for me to equip any of the stuff. Elwin flexes, AI flees. Yeah. Yes, Rito, I now have shackles. Oh, I guess this was a neutral town. Hey, Cauliflower. Elwin, the Devourer of Worlds. I mean, yeah, he's turning into it. Where the fuck could their morale come from? Like, seriously. How could you come into this fight with morale if you're the AI? Like, what more do you need to see? The stormy cloud thought it's a sunny day. Shame I didn't realize how good this positioning was when I was playing as Salmer. Ah, he came up here already. See, again, the AI is not necessarily scared of these champion guards. Like, they are fighting them. Let me wipe these guys first. I mean, they're fighting them. They are stealing some of my boosts. Like, it's not like they're just flat out ignoring them, like you guys are trying to say. Are you actually going to complete all the Heroes games? Eventually. Am I going to be able to do them all this summer? Probably not. I only have a little less than a month left to stream this summer. You can do the math based on how long Heroes 4 has been taking. Probably not happening. But eventually I'll come back to this. I mean, we've come this far, and I do own all the games. I wonder how Orange wasn't just eliminated. In the grass. Where was the yellow one? Oh, it was by that time. I missed it. Wow. They didn't use their firebolt because I have that on, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. The Dave scale armor in this game comes with fire resistance. Why did I just replace it? Because we're buffing everything. That's an all-around buff. Oh yeah, we're close to the next level. Hey, Cleric. The Ring of Regen kicked it up a notch, yeah, man. I mean, I admittedly, it's a little extra at this point. I don't know that we necessarily needed it, but... A Dragon's Breath spell, though. Oh, baby. Holy crap, they still killed him. Killed him through the Dragon's Breath. Yo fam, I found your bow. So does this mean I get 3? Oh no, it's just creatures. Never mind, this is better. I was wondering if it would mean I get 3 hits, but no. I think we're done here. On to the next one. Miralas drops out of the treetops alone with a pair of fairy dragons. The rest of his army crawls out of the bushes and into formation, ready to do battle. He stumbles forward, his hand on the hilt of his sword. Something is wrong with him. His sarcastic smile is too wide, and he seems unsteady. You finally come for me. I should have killed you back at the Glen. He slurs drunkenly. I'm glad you didn't. Then you truly would have given up that last part of yourself to Lord Hark. I can't believe that all this is over a woman. We don't have to fight, Miralas. Surrender, and perhaps together we can set everything right, I suggest, stretching out my hand in friendship. But the elf's mind was clouded and confused by the drink. I could tell Miralas struggled between his desire to do what's right and his loyalty to Hark, and no matter what choice he made, he lost. I was glad I wasn't in his place. When he drew his sword, it appeared as if Miralas thought he would fight and die in this battle, and everything would be over. So I ordered my troops to attack, but told them to spare Miralas' life. Then our two forces met in this quiet place. Where are the fairy... Oh, they're there. I was gonna say, where are the fairy dragons? Said he had two fairy dragons. I bound Miralas' hands behind his back and placed a guard on him at all times, even though I felt he would not try to escape. The archer's spirit seemed to be broken. What I was really worried about was Miralas hurting himself. Minutes after our victory, I sat next to the archer and placed a pen and ink on the ground in front of us. What's that for? He asked. I want you to write a letter to the Elven court stating that Hark ordered you to murder me, and that my actions against the towns under your protection were provoked. Miralas chuckled at some irony I did not see. Hark had me write a letter too. Everyone wants me to write letters. What letter? I asked. Back when you started attacking my towns, he had me write to Aranorn for help. He practically dictated the entire thing to me, Miralas confessed. Of course. Hark couldn't accuse me of those crimes himself. He needed Miralas to do it, so he could act outraged and demand justice. That's why the Elven court supports Hark so strongly. You knew it was wrong, yet you did it? Yes, Miralas said. I placed a sheet of parchment in his lap and said, So, here's your opportunity to make it right. Tell the court I am not the criminal you claimed I was. Tell them Hark ordered you to kill me, and that when you could not, he ordered you to write the false letter. I tried to do what was right, but I couldn't just disobey orders, Miralas said, burying his face in his hands. How did everything go so wrong? You won't be alone in this, Miralas, I said. I placed a hand on his shoulder. When the Elven court judges you, I will stand at your side and beg them to be merciful. When the Elven court judges you, I will stand at your side and beg them to be merciful. I owe you my life, Miralas. It's the least I can do. You would do that for me, after all I have done to you? Yes. Slowly, Miralas picked up the pen and dipped it into the inkpot. See, he's overconfident, though. Like, the elders clearly didn't support him, and were not happy with what he was doing. Like, that couldn't have been made any more obvious. Let's go win this. A messenger, flying Aranorn's white and green banner, soared over my army on the back of a griffin. I waved the man down to land next to my horse. Are you the leader of these forces? Are you Elwin? Asked the messenger. Yes, on both accounts. I bring word from the Elven court, sir. We received the letter from the soldier known as Miralas. The Elven court attempted to have Lord Hark respond to this new evidence, but he refused and fled into the forest with his loyal troops. Thus, he can be assumed to be guilty. My insides fluttered at this news. They believed me. Too bad I sent Miralas to Split Oak to be with his brother. He should have been here. Thank you, I said. Actually, the Elven court wishes to apologize for the trouble they have caused. They have withdrawn all support for Lord Hark. And since the resources have already been raised, they now offer them to you instead. That is, if you still wish to continue toward Hark Manor to rescue Lady Shaera? Of course, I will. Then Eranorn hopes this aid will help you put a quick end to the squabble, and bring Lord Hark to justice. This last part seemed to be a suggestion. The Elven Court, or perhaps it was Menethat and the Elder Council, was asking me not to kill Hark. When the time came, I wasn't sure I would be able to restrain myself, but I had to say something. Tell the court that I thank them for their fairness, and that I will bring all those involved, Shaera, Miralas, and Hark, before them as soon as I can. I will, said the messenger. He kicked the griffin's flank and climbed into the air. Then he shouted, Good luck! All of Eranorn wants you to win back your lady love. I highly doubt that. Just making sure there's no story I'm missing. I'm gonna go ahead and guess there isn't. That's why. I'll recast it. And we're done. Oh, Merlith. Oh, so that was Arna's town. That's why they weren't eliminated. I mean, this looked like a blue town to me, but whatever. Hark had slipped from the manor more than a week ago for some important military mission, so he wasn't there when I conquered it. To my surprise, I found Shaera hiding in her bedroom with a dagger in her hands. Obviously, my enemy didn't believe I was capable of capturing Hark Manor, so he left her safely behind. Stay away, murderer! Shaera shouted. She looked at me with hatred and fear in her lovely blue eyes and pointed the weapon at me. Her words bit deeper than that blade ever could, but I told myself it was all an enchantment. This wasn't how she really felt. I've come for you, Shaera, I said as I walked cautiously toward her. Yes, Hark warned me that you might. He said you would come to kill me. Shaera pressed the dagger to her throat and said, Well, I won't give you the pleasure. Fortunately, she let me get close enough that I was able to leap those final few feet and grab the hand holding the weapon before she slit her long throat. I twisted her arm. My insides tensed when she cried out in pain because I had once sworn to myself that I would never hurt her. I dragged Shaera kicking and screaming to the ground, and then I reached to my belt where I kept the mirror of true love. Look on it. Look upon the mirror and see the one you truly love, I intoned, finishing the spell I began so many weeks ago. Then I held the mirror before her face. Shaera was compelled by the magic to gaze upon it. She opened her eyes, and her entire body relaxed as she stared blankly at the image in the glass. Then she started to weep. Impatiently, I turned the mirror to see its image. Forever burned into the mirror of true love was my own face. Yeah! Hey, Zarius. Yeah! We did it! This is how you know it's a fantasy and not real life. He got the girl.
I regret being so quiet as we sailed across Lake Sleet. But I was angry at my beloved for hiding me away while he went to face Lord Hark. After all we had been through, why did he have to leave my side again? But Elwin was the Elf King now, and Aranar needed him more than ever before.
Alright, boys, last scenario. Here we go. Why is it a large map? Why? Too good to be true. I know. I assume he doesn't survive this because she said before the last one she wished she had asked him a couple, like, things she didn't ask him. So, like, something's gonna happen here, clearly. Together, civil war rages throughout Aranorn as Lord Hark's army claims victory after victory. Aranorn has but one more chance to defeat its enemy, so the Elder Council, dubs Elwin as the new Elf King and asks him to lead the last of their forces. Now, with Shaera's father at his side, Elwin must find a way to conquer the most brilliant military leader the elves have ever seen before he can return to the arms of the woman he loves. Defeat Lord Hark, lose the Elwin hero. Expert game. Haha. No carryovers. Last map. Here we go. Not even XL. Shut up. I stood on the bow, staring out over the still water of Lake Sleet. My thin cloak did little to keep out the icy wet wind that gave these waters their name. Still, I barely noticed the chill because I was deep in thought about how different I had become since I met Shaera. I had seen more battles than I cared to admit and experienced more anguish than I thought I could stand. I had gone from an insignificant courtier to a criminal, to leader. And it still wasn't over. On my head was an oak crown accented with gold, gild, and emeralds. It had been given to me a week ago by the Elder Council in an announcement that stunned me to the core of my being. The Elder Council asked me to be the new Elf King, as Menethad had said. Admittedly, we were about to give Lord Hark the crown, but then his sudden marriage to Shaera seemed suspicious. Meanwhile, Elwin, you have shown an appreciation of love, nature, and honesty. You have also shown that you are resourceful enough to do what must be done in the name of justice. That is just the sort of person Aranorn needs as its ruler. Out of respect for Menethad and Aranorn, I accepted even though I felt I was the wrong choice. After that, the Elder Druids presented me with my crown and the legendary bow of the Elf King. Yeah! The ceremony was brief, and the celebration even shorter, for Aranorn had already been at war with Lord Hark for nearly 3 months. As the Elf King, I was expected to turn things around. After I captured Hark Manor and brought Shaera back to Aranorn, the Elven Court declared Hark a criminal, but no one realized how loyal the Forest Guard had been to their former commander. Most of them left their posts, not believing the accusations made against the man that once led them. Suddenly, Hark had an army larger than Aranorn's. The Forest Guard! Why are all the good guys bad guys and heroes for? In just 3 short months, Hark conquered most of Aranorn, and every time we send a force against him we lose. The Elven Court is desperate now. Everyone knows we have only one more chance, and now that I am the Elf King, I am expected to raise a force against Hark that will put an end to this civil war. Yes, I am a different man now. In the past I would have shirked from this responsibility. I might have even fled into the forest, never to be seen again. But I couldn't do that anymore. I was the last hope against the greatest threat to elvenkind since the Reckoning. But first, I had to make sure Shaera was safe. It's hard to believe that it was only yesterday that I took Shaera's arm and walked from the deck of the ship onto the narrow dock. This nameless island in the middle of Lake Sleet had perhaps 100 inhabitants, mostly reclusive fishermen. With Hark so close to Aranorn, the Elven Court decided it would be prudent to hide the Elder Council here, so I brought Shaera along as well. I paused briefly as Menethad and the other members of the Elder Council stepped onto deck and stared around at the island. Their expressions were somber, as if they had already been defeated. Leaving Shaera on the shore, I returned to the ship and helped Menethad onto the dock. We both glanced at the woman I loved. You will watch her, won't you? I asked him. Of course, my boy. I'll even ask her to stay with me. If she refuses, I'll pretend I am too frail to even make my own tea. That should convince her, Menethad said. I smiled, hugging the old man like the grandfather I never knew. Thank you, I said. I must go say my goodbyes now. Shaera and I walked along the rugged beach until it became too treacherous, and then we sat on a rock to watch the water lap gently against the shore. The wind was blowing harshly from the lake, but we didn't care. I'll return for you, Shaera, I said. She had barely said a word during our entire trip to this island, and now she looked like she was about to cry. How do you know that, Elwin? What do you mean? Hark has already defeated Aranorn in 5 major battles. He has outwitted some of our best generals, including my own father. And now you go to face him. We have gone through so much, I'm beginning to think we will never be together. And then Shaera did cry, pressing her head to my shoulder. I embraced her closely as tears rolled down my cheeks as well. Shaera, too, had changed. When Hark placed the enchantment on her, he stole her innocence. As often as I told her there was nothing to forgive, Shaera couldn't seem to shake the guilt of marrying Hark and sharing his bed for those months when we were apart. I only wanted her to be happy, but she refused to be. Perhaps when this was all over and Hark's threat was gone, perhaps then Shaera would finally forgive herself. I hoped. Reaching beneath my cloak, I pulled out the mirror of true love with my image still burned into its surface. I placed it in her hand so we could both look at it. Our love is forever, I said. Excuse me. Just like the reflection in this mirror. No matter what happens, I will love you. What if Hark kills you? I lived with him. I know the hatred he has for you, Elwin. Then I remembered how a signal had been arranged to warn the Elder Council in the event that Hark had defeated the last remnant of Aranorn's forces. Listen, Shaera. Keep your eyes on the lake and watch for a ship. If I am victorious, or if I have lost and escaped Hark's wrath, I will come for you on a ship with blue sails. But if Aranorn is lost and I have died in battle, the messenger will come in a ship with red sails. I promise you, the sails will be blue. After a moment of silence, Shaera softly said, If Hark wins, he will come for me. I do not think I can be with him again. I knew the secret meaning behind her words, but I didn't want to think about that right now. I didn't want to think about any harm coming to Shaera, so I pulled her to me and gave her a long kiss. I love you, she said. Oh, it's Grandma. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. He's trapped. He lost. This her? Shaera, yeah, it is. And a tavern. No Grandmaster combat. Come on, man. What are you doing with your life? Grandmaster tactics. Who needs it? Ooh, I say. Can't even move. Breeze the Falcon. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, all I really need at this point is the skill, the Ranger's Guild. Upon sensing visitors, the minuscule leprechaun comes running out of this quaint hut. I'll give you a pot of gold if you get my 4-leaf clover back. My arch enemy from across the lake stole it yesterday. Did Grandma become completely irrelevant, by the way? Not really. Greatest threat to elvenkind? Because he won the war. No. You missed the whole plot there. He's fucking everybody up, dude. Like, he's winning the war. He's a level 25 general. Oh, she was a level 15 ranger, yes. Hey Dave, welcome to the stream. Yeah. Still appreciate the picture, dude. Really fits there. It's quite fitting. Path of pain. Oh, there it is. 1K leprechauns! I mean, it would matter though. He fucked everybody up to conquer. Like, he went completely against the Elder Council and everything Avli and / Aranorn stood for. Like, it's a big deal, dude. I figured it was a mermaid swimming around. Oh, I knew I could count on you fine, sir. Let's make the trade, yes? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Alright, until I find something better. path of pain is a crystal mine. Who would have thought it? This morning I met with Gremlin for the first time since I became the Elf King. He had been in the wild leading skirmish units responsible for harassing the enemy armies. Gremlin still fought in this war, even though he lost his army to Hark a little more than a month ago. Gremlin immediately dropped on one knee, as was customary, and set his longbow on the ground. Then he drew his sword and offered me the hilt. "I was wrong about you, my king. You are not the man I thought you were," Gremlin said. "In some ways, Gremlin, you were right, but I can't fault you for loving your daughter," I said. "I was wrong about Lord Hark as well. Very wrong." These last words were spoken with such bitterness that it startled me. Gremlin was a man who protected his feelings, but now he was expressing an open hatred for the man who had once been his commander. Was this how I sounded when I mentioned Hark's name? I had felt a rage for my enemy boiling within me for so long that I found it hard to remember a time when I didn't feel this way. "I need your experience, Gremlin," I said, reaching out and taking the offered sword. "If we are to protect Aranorn and Shaera." "You have it," he said immediately. "Then take your blade back. You're going to need it." Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that worth it to carry Granum. We outclass him by quite a bit. Hit my arc enemy still at literally 1,000 of them. Yeah, man. Huh! What the fuck? Alright, fine. We'll carry him back to the town. He lost his crossbow. Oh, it's still there. That's why. Keeping the bow of the Elven King. Haha, red or blue sails. I like that. That's a nice touch. 1K thieves. Or bandits, whatever they're called. Yes, dude. Welcome back, Dreamer. Told you you'd wake up in time. Yes, expert life. Come on, regeneration. So close. I don't really need mass blast, that's only really gonna help me. knock. You know, not for nothing, something tells me those ships are gonna find it a little tough to reach with all those mermaids out there. Just saying. Oh, come on. Hey Tyrannoxus, welcome to the stream. Has Elwin fully reached the peak strength? Yeah, I think he's the strongest so far. I'm willing to give him the edge over Warrior Jack. What makes him stronger? Are you seeing what he's pulling off? Hit love. Have there been more spells particularly meme worthy while I was gone? No, I mean, we got Summon Water Elemental, I don't know if you were here for that, and that carried us for a while, but now it's... Ever since getting Dragon Strength, it's kind of been the end of it. Level 39! Holy shit! Dude's fucking ready. Dude, Lord Harkest ain't playing no fucking games. He summoned mantises. Fuck this guy. Well, I mean, this is why we lost the war. What can I say? That's why they were losing this war. I can see these one-way portals are going to be lovely to play around. As you approach this solitary structure, a grim voice booms from within. Throw 5,000 gold in my window, and you shall receive an artifact of great power. you're right, Stroll. Clearly, I should have taken into account that you, of the 44 viewers, couldn't see. That's what you hearing. Should have listened. Free my naga, random. Freedom. I think it's really only red we're playing against. My guess would be teal is the other guy. Is just the other guy. Lord Hark. Would be my guess at least. Do you wish to take a chance and hurl a bag filled with 5,000 gold through the window of the house? I do. Very well, here you are, the voice within responds. Tis a good arty, I ain't gonna lie. just want to point out that town was called Rocky Springs. Wow. Just wow. Enough said. Unfortunately, it doesn't affect me, it's creatures, but... keeping that melee skill 100. It's okay, guys, we have walls to protect us. And then the balls of magic fly through, yes. Good old Dave Skell armor. I already have that. Bees kept the pimp hand strong. Yeah, I mean, Bee's still pack a punch. Being called the Elf King takes a little getting used to, but other than that, my life hasn't changed much. Unlike human nations, we elves don't place our kings on a pedestal so high that they become like gods. In fact, as Elf King, I am really the protector of the people, their servant. Although elves recognize the need for a single mind to give a nation direction, we also believe that everyone in that nation should have an opportunity to give their say. Thus, the Elven Court was formed, and there is no chance that my crown will go to my head, if you'll excuse the pun, as long as Shaera's falcon, Breeze, is at my side. This morning I gave orders to the unit commanders. Breeze did what birds do all over my shoulder. As I gave orders to the unit commanders, Breeze did what birds do all over my shoulder. I suspect she chose that moment for maximum humiliation. Hello Ollie, welcome to the stream, and I mean, yeah, as it has been for quite some time. Of course. Pew pew. Yeah, I mean, this is just... Why'd they have to make this a large map? I do not know, but we're getting her done. Obviously, if I had played that a little bit better, I wouldn't have lost the push for mortality, but if it wasn't 2:39 a.m. and I wasn't on hour 16 of the stream, I might even have played it a little better, so... Didn't want any of those, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I think I can deal with 14 tryhard dragons at this point. more buffs, alright. They're not attacking because I have the Dave scale armor on. In case anyone was wondering. Why is there no auto combat? There is, but it wastes spell points. And these aren't exactly... these are probably taking as long as it would take to wait out the auto combat anyway. Yeah, I've been switching out Blaze, dude. It's... Well, I can't learn any of these. Yeah, it really buffs you on this one, doesn't it? I think we won. Yes, we want this. Bails me out for not having regeneration myself. Didn't think so. Devil's dead before ice demons could walk up to help them. Yeah, man. Not gonna fight the Titans? No. I'm... Dude, it's almost 3 AM. I want to finish this fucking map tonight. There we go. Today we camped in an abandoned and burned village long enough to determine that whoever lived there was either dead or had fled that area long ago. I have stood among this type of scene so many times now that I wonder if Aranorn will ever recover, even if I do win. Not that there's much chance of that. Over the past several weeks I have studied survivor reports of Hark's latest victories, hoping to find a flaw. I can't. In every battle he has taken perfect advantage of his enemy's greatest weakness, and on 2 separate occasions has turned an apparent defeat into a miraculous victory. Hark has earned his reputation as a great military commander, and it's too bad that he has turned that talent against Aranorn. He would have been a great asset to our people. He might even have made a great king. As much as I respect Gremmin, he has already lost to Hark once. In that battle, Hark took advantage of Gremmin's rigid military mind, predicting Gremmin's every move and handing him a sound defeat. As for myself, I am no strategist, and the way I organize my troops is amateurish at best. These are my obvious faults. Would they be enough for Hark to take advantage of, or was there something I hadn't thought about? That's what kept me up at night. How is Hark going to defeat me? Through some plot-contrived device, presumably, because he certainly isn't beating this army. And by army, I mean this hero. Crap, come on. Oh my god. Jesus. Troops? What troops? Yeah, man. I agree. You can define it as amateurish at best when you use no troops. Hey. We don't need them. Is this the last one? Yes. Why did I not get regen in any of those fucking towns? That is bullshit. Just straight up bullshit. This is the song that keeps getting muted by Twitch. The way I organize my troops is non-existent at best. Also true. Summon Mantis! We did it! He built that whole town up for me. What a guy. What a guy. It's the Red Army! And he took the fight! And he summoned unicorns! And mantises! Ah, it's Melodia, that's what. Oh, come on! Lame. That's what you get for coming on my land, AI. One poke and the black dragons are dead. Yeah, man. That's what they're hearing. Listen. Oh, is this Melodia again? It must be. It must be. Is that the second time they tried to retreat in this fight? I think it was. Knock knock! Yeah, we did it. We beat Melodia. Ooh. Yes, please. Now they can't touch me. So where's the fairy dragon? Right there. I don't have time to deal with that fairy dragon though. Or any of these side armies, unfortunately. We need to rush mid on red. Figure out where the fuck these guys are coming from. It's been 2 months since I've seen or heard from Shaera. When I left, I told her not to write me any letters. Our one advantage was that Hark didn't know where she and the Elder Council were hiding, and I didn't want to take the risk that he might intercept a message. So at night, as I sat alone in my tent, wishing I had a mirror of true love with Shaera's image burned into it. Anything to remind me of her. Hey, bro, tip top. Man, they only heard a bit because I was lazy. Hey, look. Turns out this was teal the whole time. Who would have thunk it? Ah, that's the other guy we let escape. Yeah, we captured Todra Gorge. And finally learned regeneration. To go on top of our already learned regeneration. He's down there, I saw him. Ew. There's really no guard against them. So, like, I could really just end up ending this because I find the guy. Elwin may have become a god of war. Yeah, basically that sword will make it so I almost never die, but honestly, the halberd's gonna do that. Like, I don't need the sword for it. A taupe, yeah, man. Easy taupe. Yeah, like, isn't he right here? He was right here, where'd he go? So I can't pass? Is that what we're getting at here? Like, I thought the win condition was to defeat Lord Hark. Is he already dead? Is that what we're getting at? No, he's right here. Alright, that mirth is, oof. Is it just gonna end if I kill this guy, though? So blessed. Yeah, I mean, the mirth did not do us any favors. It's Nature Ward. I noticed he has Nature Ward as well. I found that interesting. He's out of shots. Does that work? Giant strength on top of dragon strength? Oh. I mean, I just don't want to take that fight again. Otherwise, I would totally have reloaded. Time to tank this fight, yeah, man. Your mana points are their numbers? Their numbers, obviously. Big Wormod. Giant dragon strength, yeah. What the fuck? I mean, this is Heroes 4. Can't you tell? Oh, my guess was actually that he had another town up there. I guess not. Hey, Nubla. How's on 4 going? I mean, it's going. That just sounds like a theme of this game, dude. The fuck? Where's the last town? Where the hell did he retreat to? Like, what would have happened if he couldn't retreat? Like, would we have just won the map? Want that life magic level, fam. awesome. Yeah, they summon mantises. Deadly precision. Alright, Red, can you guys, like, stop raiding me? Please. And am I allowed to go through here yet? Nope, okay. I already have those boots. How did you come back? I defeated you. Oh no, they got the prison. That's how. Oh boy, time to take this fight again. Wait a minute. How do I... How do I get to red? Oh, I see. You were only supposed to be able to go through there after you defeated him, because that's the end of the quest. Am I gonna have to reload that save and go fight him again? Is there no way to reach red? Is that the point here? Took that portal everywhere it went. Unless there was a town up there, there's nowhere else to go. That mantis clip was great. You came into Heroes 4. This is how it's played. Alright, if it ends up being that we do have to take that fight, and it looks like it does, so yeah, am I missing something, guys? Don't tell me where the way to red is, but if red is truly unreachable, then clearly we fucked up by letting him retreat. Which seems like really shitty coding, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they hadn't done something like that this entire time, but... If not, I think the Stannis save is still... It should still be that fight. I can't imagine I would have made it anything else. These fights haven't exactly been difficult. Hey, Mock. No, I don't play Fake Heroes 3. And to be quite honest, I'm not sure how you can celebrate the 20th anniversary of Heroes 3 by playing it on Hoda. Just saying. Maybe play the game that it's actually the 20th anniversary for? Shrug. It's actually Dave's take. But since I don't think he's here, I'm making it. Yeah, look. Let's do this again and not let him retreat. Alright, and then we sit like this for a while. It may not be as long though, I cast the Giant Strength this time. What the fuck? Can I get a fucking turn? Holy shit! Alright, he can't retreat. We won. Now what? No place for stone, man. Hey, we did it. We did it. It was over. I sat alone in a glen trampled by the passage of many troops, and bent to straighten a wildflower that was fighting for life. As I stood, I adjusted the uncomfortable weight of the sword belted at my hip. I would be glad when I could rid myself of the weapon. Then a pair of elf warriors dragged Hark into the glen, followed by several dozen white tigers, my greatest allies during all this chaos. Hark had no hope of escape. I wanted him to know that it all ended here, in this place. After the guards pushed Hark to his knees, we stared at each other for what seemed an eternity. His eyes were dark, narrow, with hatred and rage. Shaera and I weren't the only ones who had changed. Hark looked nothing like the man I remembered, the one so many of our people, including me. The one who led so many of our people, including me, to safety during the reckoning. Slowly I drew my sword. "So, you're not even going to give me a blade? Is that it?" Hark snapped. My fist tightened around the hilt of my weapon. Oh, how I wanted to thrust it into his heart. I pictured Shaera and Hark in bed together. I recalled all the time Shaera had burst into tears because she felt she had betrayed our love by marrying this man. It doesn't matter to her that she was under a spell. He took something from her, and I remembered all the lives that had been snuffed out by the war this man caused. No one would blame me for killing him. Some, like Graham, would probably thank me. So, why couldn't I do it? I dropped the sword, and in that instant, I saw Hark's knowing smirk. I jumped forward, clamped my hands around his throat, and placed my own face inches from his. "This is over," I said, emphasizing each word. "No matter what you do to me, you will always know that I had her first. Shaera is mine," Hark said. I squeezed the man's throat until his face turned red. I could have. No, I wanted to. Crush the life from him. Shaera was never yours. Even when you were married, it was a lie. Every fond memory you have of Shaera is a lie. Her heart never belonged to you, Hark. You are nothing but a pitiful, hopeless lie, and you will never see Shaera again. I released him, and he fell sideways, choking for air. I couldn't believe my own actions. I was actually going to let this man live. But when I looked down at Hark, I realized I was tired of killing. One last time, I said, "This is over, Hark. Over." I ordered the guards to take Hark to his prison cell. Suddenly, I desperately needed to be with Shaera. Okay, so it does... Interesting. So that really fucked it. Letting him escape. Hark was the first one to bust the nut. Yeah, man. Just like Rams is tired of crushing the map. So too is Elwin tired of murder. So, it's interesting that it gave me both tents there. I'm wondering if it's gonna yell at me. Like, clearly the map's over when you reach Shaera, but I'm wondering if it's gonna yell at me if I take the wrong ship. Alright, we know nothing's out there, so I'm not going out there. I was gonna say, how far up the road could they have gotten? Like, we're in the wrong ship already. Shut up. I think it was the red one you were supposed to go in if you won. Oh, no, it was blue. It was the blue sails. So does it, like, yell at you if you go to get in the red one? Elwin set sail on the wrong ship. Elwin set sail on the wrong ship. So when Shaera saw the red sails on the horizon, she began to weep. She was last seen riding for the sharp cliffs over Lake Sleet. As for Elwin, he never recovered from his loss. He threw aside the Elf King's crown and disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest, where even elves never tread. Some say he still lives there, among the tigers and wolves, never smiling. Could you imagine not actually reading the story and not realizing which way you're supposed to go? I actually never took navigation. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. I need to explore to see if there's a way onto their island. If not, then that's pretty lame, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you really can't fight red? They were just meant to harass you the whole map. Because they didn't really do a very good job of it, I mean, I'm one hero. No, 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 no. Alright, get out of my way, come on. Take red, I did. A fitting ending to our journey. Yes. Honestly, that seems more legit than anything. He goes and hides out with the tigers. We're really gonna lose Granum again. What, are we doing this again, game? Oh my god. Fuck it, I don't care. Where's the quick combat option? How do I end this quickly? Q. Oh, come on. No, go get him auto combat. I'm done. I don't care. That was almost as amazing as can't lose any battle to villain condition. Dude, that was... I was scared that was gonna happen in this one when I saw that, what's his name was available to recruit. Not a recruit, but Hark was, like, available on the map. Only one thing to do. Before the ship even came to a stop, I leaped to the dock and ran toward the shore. Menethat and the rest of the Elder Council were waiting for me. My heart skipped a beat when I noticed Shaera was nowhere in sight. What? Elwin, my boy, you're alive! Menethat called to me. Where is Shaera? Huh? She ran from my house crying when she saw the red sails. She said you were dead. I couldn't catch up to her, so the elders and I came down here to receive the tragic news. When was that? I asked urgently. An hour or more ago. Why? What's wrong, my boy? Menethat asked, but I had no time to answer. Pushing myself past my former teacher, I jumped on a nearby horse and raced toward the cliffs, but inside I felt I was already too late. As I had feared, Shaera saw the red sails and assumed I was dead. Unable to face my death and the likelihood that she would become Hark's prisoner again, she went to throw herself from the nearest cliff. Tears began to roll down my cheeks as I realized an hour was more than enough time for her to reach the cliffs. Shaera was dead. What? No, she's not. She's right there. What? What the fuck? These aren't even red sails. What? What the fuck is this? Gorman, stop. Stop unmodding yourself. Shaera was actually colorblind. I guess? What the I thought that was a glitch at first. I was like, what the hell's going on? I stopped when I came near the cliff, and Shaera was not in sight. She was dead. I was certain of it. I should have known Hark would try to strike at me even from his prison. If I had stayed on deck, I would have known the crew was changing the sails. Ha! She was dead, and it was my fault. Then I came to a decision. I dismounted and walked slowly toward the cliff. A bitter wind blew over the ledge, causing my tear-soaked cheeks to sting. I didn't care. I wouldn't be cold for long. Soon I would be with Shaera for... Excuse me? I would be with Shaera forever. Perhaps, finally, we would be happy. So hold on. If he goes in the other boat, he's willing to go live out his days in the woods with the tigers and the wolves. But if he takes this boat and the same ending happens, he kills himself? What? Then I heard the gentle, wordless chant. It was carried to me by the wind, and if not for a sudden shift, might not have ever reached me. The sad melody came from behind some rocks. I turned and followed it, daring to hope. She held her hands in front of her, clutching the mirror of true love to her bosom. Tears fell on the image of my face as she sang her sorrow to the sky, to the lake, to the world. Shaera! I shouted. She turned from the cliff and looked at me with eyes wide as suckers. But the sails, she said. Never mind the sails. I have won. Shaera ran into my arms, clutching me tighter than ever before. We cried and laughed at the same time, and I felt like never letting go. And I won't. I won't ever let go. It was finally over, and we were together. And it's over! The campaign's over! Yeah! SJW, baby! Scuttle the red boat.
Many question the wisdom of Elwin's decision to let Hark live. What if he should escape? He could bring Aranon to civil war again. There are still too many elves out there who bear a secret fondness for the man, no matter what Hark has done. I just hope they're wrong, and that Elwin never comes to regret this act of mercy.
Oh, we're not doing Galdoth right now. I'm done. I'm going to bed. I'm tired, man. That's it? That's how it ends? She made it out as if Elwin died. Well, The Lovers, 833. Mark of the Tiger, it was the thrill of the fight, 888 score. True Love, 932 score. Reflections, 1077 score. Together, 1133 score. And, shockingly, unsurprisingly, the score increased as the levels went on. Average score 972 times 5 for champion difficulty, 4860. Elwin and Shaera was the name of the campaign. Number 1, of course. I get a feeling most are going to start being number 1 because I've figured out how to play pretty much. Number 1, King Stannis, Elwin and Shaera, 435 days, 4860 score.